Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Great War mod. We're playing as Serbia in World War I. Last time around, we saw off the Austrian counterattack at Croatia. They sent in a force. Luckily, I was able to move up my general, Stepanovic, with his troops, especially the machine guns, and definitely the artillery. But also, the fact that we did already have a cavalry contingent there that was able to come up behind the Austrians and completely rout them. The army did stumble away after the fight, and they moved north. I followed them with the cavalry and destroyed the contingent entirely. So, we're gonna get the cavalry back here. Over in our other contested area, or the other front line, as it were, on the east, we took Bucharest from Romania. And that was 2 videos ago at this point. The Turkish army, or the Ottoman force, is turned up. It's a full stack. I'm guessing they were actually marching to cross the bridge here and attack our capital. Because they are, of course, they are allied with Romania. So that was probably their plan. Now we've thrown a bit of gravel into that plan, hopefully. So that they would divert their force to actually face my main force, which is currently occupying Bucharest. We haven't been able to get at the rebel forces. I don't really want to move out of the town, especially now when there's 2 enemy full stacks close by. I don't want to have to leave the town. Now it does look though like the Romanians are marching to destroy the warehouse, which would be bad because I'm gonna have to face off with both these forces, and it would be nice to be able to resupply afterwards in a timely manner. Looks like that's not gonna happen. Now I do have the choice here. I have a number of choices. Now I could go ahead and attack this force before it gets to the depot, but then the Ottomans could slip past and attack and take the town. I could move up to block the Ottomans at this bridge, but I'm not entirely sure they're even going that way. I think also because of the circle, we would intercept them right at the bridge, I think. So that would possibly cause it to be a bridge battle, which could work. So for now, I think we're actually going to stay put. With the siege of Zagreb lifted, we do make a little bit of income there, so I'm wondering if we shouldn't spend that on more infantry. I could gather quite a lot of infantry with that amount. I could 10 or 11 maybe. I'm also been thinking about to increase the coffers is to send down trade ships. Now we are more or less allied with the Italians. The Italians are allied with the Allies, so I don't think they're gonna break that. We should actually solidify this, just in case. Because technically we aren't allied with them, and they could possibly. They could very likely actually declare war on us once they gain a border with us. So would be nice. Request alliance. I can't gift them any technology. Let's go ahead and see if they just agree it like that. No, they don't. Of course not. How about if I pay you? I'll pay you 2,000 for it. They want 5,100. That's a lot, given that I gain 1,600 right now each turn. And I don't know exactly how... I don't exactly know how, like, hard or, like, how are they gonna respond? Because the AI might just throw that alliance out the window as soon as opportunity arises, so spending that much money on it, it would be nice though. I just noticed as well, because I was thinking, you know what, I could possibly sneak around. The Italians are not at war, I could sneak around, get some ships here. We could be trading in coal, which is the second most expensive unit to trade in. That would gain a lot of cash. But I just noticed this, of course, the Greek Navy is here. And they have actually taken this port from the Italians. So that doesn't seem like a plan, trying to sneak my trade ship past there. So at this point, there's not a lot I could do more than try and prepare a sort of defense, an increased defense of Belgrade by recruiting more troops. I'm kind of thinking that if the Turks could very well try to march on my capital. And I mean, if they next turn move there, they could possibly be here within 4 turns or 5 turns. And I don't know if Stepa would be able to march his guns back in time to actually save the capital. Losing the capital would be a major blow. Oh, we do have 2 artillery pieces, and I do have loads of infantry here. Even more infantry coming up. Maybe I should diversify a little. No, we're not going to diversify. We need a general for this army. That I didn't know that I had this many troops here. Superior general. It's also about. It's not just picking the best general. It's also picking a general which name I can actually try to pronounce. This one has way too many things above it. We'll call him Jin, because that's in the middle. No, but I want to see first. I want to see what goes that. We should actually get a new general. This one has the highest star. He's the most expensive though, but we'll get him. So now we have a 3rd general. He could be marching to meet the Ottomans if they're coming. I definitely want to see if I can get the rigid airships, just so I can get some of those scout planes, because I want to know what the Austrians are planning. They haven't really been moving a lot of troops against us. I think because they lost Lemberg to the Russians, that they are mostly focused in this area. So they're sending most troops there. Now they did send a little bit against us, but not enough. We're gonna have to end quite a lot of turns before the enemy... Possibly before the enemy goes ahead and attacks us. But there's gonna be a lot of a few end turns here before I figure out what's gonna be today's battle. But we've got, I think we've got a pretty good grasp of the situation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? Excuse me, but what the heck does the Netherlands think they're doing? Declaring war on me! Their power is weak, their wealth is destitute, but still they think they would declare war on me! I'm the one that has moved the most ground so far. Now, the Germans might have taken Belgium, and the Russian might have taken Lemberg, but I have taken Bucharest and Zagreb. And the weak pieces of clog-wearing canal turds decides to attack me. Fine, but I'm not going to risk breaking my alliance with any of these. So we're not going to call our allies to aid us in this god-awful war, but suit it yourself, you clog-wearing, turd-ridden canal swimmer. And so the first turn has gone through. We've got a researcher. We've actually got 2. So we're researching railroad concentration, which should be good. Enemy raid, which is the Romanians. It's a bit of an oh moment here, because we've got 1 Ottoman force ready to cross over here. we've got another one coming in over here. Now this one I wasn't too concerned with because I saw they've got light mortars. This one, however, it's got old field guns. So it's starting to become a little bit difficult, it seems. One more turn and the infantry will be ready. The Greek fleet seems to have actually been defeated down here by the Italians. The Greek fleet moved out of the port up here, and they moved down to attack something down here, in which they possibly were sunk, or they at least lost a lot of strength. I'm wondering if I should try to at least just maybe be able to get a single cargo ship out there to on the seas. Let's maybe have two, just because. We'll have two. We'll try to get there. That's gonna vastly improve our situation. There's also part of the uh-oh moment is we've got another Austrian stack, and this time it really is a full stack, not just sort of 12 units, I think was last time. So that's bad. And oh yeah, the Greeks turned up again. So that's also bad. Right. With that said though, we need to continue ending turns and figure out where the battle is going to be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and end turn once more. Technological advance! We did manage to get rail concentration. And we did manage to get those extra troops in time. Now only make 670 per turn, but the goes even further. Last time the Greeks made an advance upon us, they moved back just as quickly. Doesn't seem like that is gonna happen this time around. They have continued and they're actually on our territory right now. So the Greeks are on their way. The Ottomans also seem to be pressing forward towards us with both their armies. Now, I'm in a bit of a difficult situation here. We're losing a lot of money out of this. It's gone from about 10,000 in region wealth to down to 8,000. I'm contemplating a bold strategy. Also, yeah, the Austrians are advancing as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full stacks arrayed against our armies. Now, this could possibly be one of those things where it absolutely destroys the campaign. But I'm wondering if, instead of defending here... Now, this army is very strong. And I'm pretty sure it could definitely take out these rebels. And it would secure the region for us in a good way. But would it help in the long run if our capital is taken out? I'm not entirely sure if my capital could withstand the attack of these 3 full stacks. So I'm wondering if I should abandon this and start a march to attack Constantinople. Take that. Destroy the Ottomans. With that, that would cement my control over this region. Bucharest, those guys wouldn't come back. The Greeks would eventually be defeated as well. Like, it's all of these combined, but it's the Ottomans that are the strongest one. If they're out of the picture, then the East is clear for me. I should have probably marched earlier against the Ottomans, possibly. The thing is here, it's maybe just not marching against the Ottomans, because they might still have enough forces down here to stop my advance. And in that case, he will be stranded here, because these guys will obviously take the town from us. What I could do is it's dangerous, but leave enough troops to deal with these forces, which I think we would deal with if I dig in a good way. I don't need that many troops. I could leave one cannon, one machine gun. Machine gun aren't actually that good in offensive action. So maybe both machine guns, one of... Actually, no of the field guns. The enemy doesn't have field guns here. So the machine guns... I would leave the machine guns. I would leave the reserve battalions. And... I would leave... Maybe that's it. Maybe I would just leave that. But that's not what we're looking at today. What we're looking at most closely for battle is up here. But it needs to be enough that I can throw, you know, kill whatever the Ottomans have arrayed. Strong and moderate. So they're not they don't actually have that many troops. They could still have one full stack though. And what would I need to defeat these? I think we need to boldly go and make a move. We need to make a drastic move. So we're gonna do as I said. We're gonna leave the machine guns, we're gonna leave the reserve infantry. And a single infantry battalion. And then it's gonna take us 3 turns. I like how the music kind of fit there with my the dice cast move. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. They're unhappy, but they were already unhappy, so not much to say about that. We are preparing. There's no troops that I really have time to recruit in time, do I? 2 turns. Machine guns. I don't have that much upkeep money left. 500, yeah. 2 machine guns, just in case. Let's see if this gambles pays off. Radomir Putnik marching on Constantinople, bypassing the Ottomans in a move that would be even better than the sort of Panzer Force moving in World War II through the Ardennes. Well, maybe not that, but you know, the dire situation that the Serbians find themselves with 5 armies on their doorstep. Well, here goes nothing. Let's go ahead and end turn and fight a battle. The Greeks and the Ottomans inch closer. The Austrian army once again lays siege to Zagreb, and the smaller of the 2 rebel forces strike at Bucharest, trying to retake it. Let's go ahead and play this. As I'm expecting to play the battle against the other rebel force, I started to speed this up, closing in on the action. We can see the forward movements of the enemies. Apparently cuirassiers moving forward. The cavalry anyways is moving forward. We had this little town in between our 2 positions. And the enemy kind of allowed me time to set up and take control of it. So that's what I'm doing. We are rolling up the machine guns. I don't think I will get much further with some of these before the enemy cavalry strikes. I was hoping you guys are supposed to set up by the wall. We might even get some fire out of this building before... Yeah, we should start to see these guys firing out. Yeah. We've got fire coming out of... Firing from this unit towards the enemy. No one's actually been shot as of yet. I've also placed troops in the town hall. So we've really dug in around this town. The machine gun is now firing. But most of the shots are landing here in front of the ground. A single cavalry trooper has been shot dead. I'm worried that they're gonna run straight onto this general's unit, which I'm hoping to set up right here. They are slowly getting shot down. Looks like the enemy force is moving out into the open. That was a shot towards the enemy, well, the enemy general, towards my general. Damn, I also see the ground here isn't too good. I need to move the machine gun up if I need to... Oh! Kinda sounds like they're charging. I want them to turn the machine guns around immediately. Now the cavalry, as soon as the cavalry is getting... Yes! There we go. Most of it goes into the ground, but I think a few shots, more importantly, are hitting the unit. And yes! I broke it down. I need to move this machine gun to a better position, where we actually can hit the enemy. Same with this one. Needs to kind of get up here on the high ground. I'm not entirely sure where the enemy is going. With the cavalry gone, I don't need to hunker down in the town as much anymore. We still kind of need to stay there. If I can get the machine guns, once I get them into a position here, I will be able to fire straight up the side. Oh, they still have 2 cavalry units. I will be able to fire straight up the side of the enemy army. I'm not entirely sure what they're up to. It is, of course, militia. They're not commanded by a proper general. And, I mean, they are technically actually within the game, sort of the game logic. They are classed as revolutionaries. Okay, we're setting up the machine guns. There are a lot of houses in the way, but the general doesn't really matter what unit he starts to fire at. He's gonna fire at this cavalry unit, shooting up the flank there, and should maybe even trail through and hit some of these guys, possibly. Now the cavalry is kind of a big unit in terms of the actual model size of the cavalry. And now here's where we go. We're firing up the flank of this militia. And we've hit one guy out of this one. They just keep marching though. They don't seem to care. I want the units in the house to kind of move over, so you get over to all the sides. They continue to march like that. I'm gonna get my infantry out here. Attack the enemy. Yeah, some of the units are now turning. Cavalry unit is moving away. They are preparing. I mean, at this point, we've only lost a single soldier. We could end up in a situation where we only lose a single man, while the enemy ends up losing their entire force. Now we need to be worried about that cavalry unit coming in here. We'll set up a little bit earlier. Gonna move these into a slightly better position. I've got the machine gun now, targeting this area right here, killing that unit, following up by killing this militia, probably killing this one as well. Actually, we should fire for this one, so we'll kind of fire through all the units. The guys at the wall should start firing soon. We've got a good position to advance from here, because we're now both units are facing the enemy as they advance. So if they attack, I can just tell them to halt and fire. The general's machine gun should be opening up as well. And I think we can get away with just losing a single soldier in this fight. There goes the general. Oh, they killed a few here. Quite a few, actually. Not sure how they managed that with just their pistols. I'm surprised that the enemy is still fighting. Concentrate on the units that are actually standing. And then, as they come through the field, they're getting shot down by the guys behind the wall. It's not going good for the militia. The Romanians over here are actually the only infantry unit to stand and fight so far. They are kind of covered by the hill, but they're gonna have to come over the hill if they wanna join the fight properly. These guys are being covered by the wall and also by the terrain here. Huh! They actually came into our flank. And they could have threatened that unit, my militia unit. But we're gonna call a charge. And the rest of the Romanian units are now in full retreat, getting slaughtered as they run away, targeted by the machine guns. They still lost 17 men out of that. Okay, there we go. The first victory. Let's see if we can't repeat that with a bigger enemy army. And here's the result of the first battle against the Romanian revolutionaries. We deployed about equal troops. The enemy lost more or less everything. 95% of the troops were lost on their side. We only lost 45 men. So that's a really good result. Machine guns. The secondary machine gun, not the general one, managed to shoot down 600 enemies. It did. The enemy did present a very good target for a very long time. It didn't really aggressively pursue us. Not as aggressively as I thought that we would have to fight in the town. They just passed kind of by. I'm not entirely sure what they were actually aiming for, or what the AI were really thinking there. But usually it seems like it takes a while for the AI to actually get into it. I noticed that it usually gets better as long as it's... I mean, better within quotation marks as the series goes on. There we have the first one. Let's see if the second one strikes. No, it did not. But we have the Siege of Zagreb. I want to continue here. I want to see. There's a Ottoman navy, but that's about it. And the Ottomans are continuing. So the Ottomans, I think the Greeks strike first. They move first, and then the Ottomans. We have 3 turns here until we have to attack, but I think we need to attack as soon as possible before we start losing troops out of this army. But not today. Today we're going to continue here. So what I want to do is we're actually going to leave the town and we're going to attack them. So it's a lot of cavalry, it's a lot of... This could be an absolute disaster because the enemy deploys 3 to 1. But hopefully the machine guns will prove victorious once more. And here's the second battle. We've got the entire Romanian army coming at us. And I've dug in around this hill right here. They are coming into range just now. I'm going to tell the machine guns to open fire. It's going to start cutting down the cavalry. What I've gone ahead and done is I've placed some of these entrenchments. This one on the side here is mostly just to cover the machine gun from fire, flank fire coming in there. And then I've placed certain troops in reserve back here. As they have a lot of cavalry, we cannot form square or anything. What I wanted to do was, if the enemy cavalry came around here, I wanted to make sure that that I could protect them. We've got this unit right over there. Looks like they're actually circling around, coming behind us. There you saw the cavalry fired. Most of it hit the mountain, but also this defense that I built. Now the cavalry, shooting down the cavalry is all good, but we need to cut down that infantry. I want to make sure that we protect ourselves. So most of the cavalry is going that way. I'm going to move these guys up then. Kinda. Actually, just a little bit. I think we want to hit the regular units over there. We are receiving quite a bit of fire coming from over there. This machine gun might actually go down. It's receiving quite a bit of fire. Enemies are coming out of the forest. You should open fire. This unit so far only lost a single soldier. That's good. Oh yeah, losing quite a bit of troops here. Enemy cavalry is now charging. Oh shit, they're down to 5. Yeah, I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna move these guys back a bit. They're receiving a little bit too much fire. I'm gonna move them like that. And then they're gonna be firing through there. Let's see, the units coming up behind. Getting shot down. Machine gun in the center is fine. My troops are fine. Come on, reorganize the machine gun. No, hold the opposition. You might be able to put a little bit in the flank like that. Okay, you will hold fire now. We need you to support the center. Machine guns face that unit over there. Now we're getting fire from over here. Good. Start getting that flank fire in on the troops. Get the enemy general. Romanians are closing in quite fast. Machine guns keep firing. Enemy general is down. Focus on the center. Focus on the center. Hold the ground, gentlemen. The Romanians are running, or at least the center and the right are running. We kind of got a route here. I want to get machine guns up to be able to shoot at them as they retreat. These two are retreating. We definitely got it. We've got victory. But I don't actually want to pursue the enemy just yet. They can come. They can come for a second attack if they please. That means just more rebels dead. This unit we need to deal with. It hasn't really lost any men. What is my general doing? Hold. Fired well. Okay, let's end this. Hold fire. You can fire at will, but you two are gonna come out. Or your positions. And we're gonna see about flanking, sort of attacking these units. Oh, he's moving up. Let's move up. Fired well. Fired well. He's moving out of the forest. We're not really getting any shots on that guy. I think the angle, yeah, the angle is bad. Might be better to aim at that one. These two units are down. Move up, fire on the flank. Are we getting any kills? No, the angle to that side is bad as well. Hold fire then. From the hill, I should be able to shoot them. Right. You guys should be able to hit. Yeah, they're hitting. And we're concentrating fire on this unit by the reserves. It's defeated. Once these guys open up, it's all done for. And these guys definitely gonna rout. They're retreating. Keep firing on this one. You can actually move out of your defensive position. And we'll shoot these guys down. There we go. Victory was achieved. It's a very bloody victory here. It's still very early on in the war, so people don't really know how to handle the machine guns. And they're definitely cutting everyone up. So bloody strategies here. Victory over Romanian rebels means that the area is secure for now, unless the Ottoman armies wants to go here, but hopefully I'll be able to snipe the enemy capital. I'll be able to snipe the enemy capital hopefully before the second Ottoman army strikes, but not before the first. And the Greeks, of course, are going to slip through. But with that said, let's go back to the campaign map. And here we've got the second result. So we lost a little bit more than 45 men this time around. One of my machine guns was actually lost, apparently. That one that was down to... I guess they lost too many men in that unit. I actually thought that one would survive. We should check how many men they lost. So, in total, it was 1,000 men on our side, almost 3 on the enemy side. They lost 2,200, leaving only about 500 left. On our side, we lost 240, so we've got about 800 men left. In terms of kills, it's all to the machine guns. So, the machine gun... they lost 8 people, so they only had 4 people left. So, that would be enough to kill the unit. But they killed 365 from the hill. The general unit killed 500. And then the infantry got 345, 200, and falling down that way. Very good. We were able to destroy the rebel forces. Unfortunately, we lost the machine gun, but that's not too bad, given that we destroyed so many troops, over like 3,500 men or something like that in total. Actually, almost 4,000, because first enemy army was 1,000 men, roughly. So around 4,000 enemies were taken down, which is pretty darn good by only 1,000 men. But with that, I think we should go ahead and end this video right here. We still get pretty good replenishment rate. As long as they're rebel troops, they won't spawn anymore. However, we need to turn this unhappiness around, because the discontent right now is just draining this province of all its capital. So I won't be able to gain any money from taxing this place. So we should end these guys pretty darn soon. What I could do is I could get more of those reserve units recruited in here. But this video has dragged on long enough anyways. Next time around we'll deal with the Austrians in the second battle of... or the third battle of Zagreb. Then, beyond there, we'll take a look at what the Greco-Turk alliance has in store for Belgrade. Will I have time to get my 2 machine guns in place? Or will I have to rely on massed infantry and cannon to defeat my enemies? Will Stepa be able to get to Constantinople? Is the road open? Has the gamble worked? All this you will find out in later episode. But for now, I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!